This home was built on the former grounds of the Pan Am Exposition. I enjoy the craftsmanship of early workmen that sometimes is lost in mass production.
I'm the superintendent parks for Buffalo Homestead Conservancy. There's a lot of time that goes into restoring a house, and there's just as much time that goes into restoring a historic landscape.
We decided to do our kitchen. What we wanted to do was restore it to something from a period that would have been original to the home. At that point, it would open up for me, so I had more counters, more cabinetry that I could work with. At this point in my life, with my son out of the home and being less picky, I can start experimenting with new foods and learn how to cook the way I'd like to cook.
This is my summer before my senior year at William & Mary, and I'm studying history and English there. I do miss eating well. There's a lot of home-cooked meals here that I always wish I could have at school.
I would just like to see how professionals do things, maybe pick up some tips.
For me, I'm looking forward to finding a new recipe.
Hello!
Today I made a marinated grilled flank steak, and I topped it with an absolutely phenomenal wild mushroom ragu. I thought it would be real nice.
I love a good grilled steak, nice cold beer with that.
Once again, we made something that I don't normally prepare. I made a carrot ginger soup with a little bit of spice to it. We made it a little healthier because I was cooking with Dr. Jamie.
I'm a healthy cooker at home, and it'll be great to eat a soup that has a lot of vegetables in it.
Today we did a vasharan, a very simple dessert. It's basically a meringue. I finished it off with a homemade raspberry sorbet and raspberry sauce finished with a bit of cardamom just to give it a different taste so it jumps in your mouth.
So Alex, thanks for having me in your beautiful kitchen. I have the honor of cooking with you and Dr. Jamie.
Oh, the honor's all mine.
Thank you, man. We're gonna make some carrot ginger soup, and the original recipe for this soup calls for a how do I say, not so healthy options, but we're gonna make it a healthy option. Cook it with Dr. Jamie, because if I don't, she's gonna kill me.
Marco's so funny. He always thinks that he has to cook the healthiest dishes when I'm around, but in reality, I actually just came here to see if he could give me a couple healthy hints to take home for my own cooking.
It's real simple to make this carrot soup. You grate the carrots, you grate the ginger, and that's the actual kick for the soup. Then we added a little bit of leek and red onion to it, and we cooked it in some olive oil, some chicken broth, and blended it. And it came out like a cream soup because we pureed all the vegetables. Added a little bit of coconut to it, and then we finished it with a dollop of sour cream and some organic mixed greens.
I was a little nervous because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do everything well, but the soup came out well enough, and I had faith in everybody else, and it turned out great.
So Alex, now that you've learned to make this soup and this little techniques, you can bring this back to college and
Well, yeah, I'm actually going to try and take that back and show off what you can do more than just ramen noodles.
That's awesome. And what do you think, Doc?
I love the coconut milk. Maybe a little less salt, but 2 thumbs up.
Super. Come dine with me, Western New York.
Bob, today we're going to make a marinated grilled flank steak with a wild mushroom ragu. How's that sound?
Sounds delicious.
Want to get started?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to make the marinade. We just took some olive oil, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of fresh garlic, rosemary, salt and pepper, mixed it all together. I put a couple tablespoons of some whole grain mustard, and then we took the flank steak. We scored it so we could have some of the flavors permeate the meat, poured the marinade over the top, let it rest in the refrigerator for a few hours.
The one thing I did learn from Art is using fresh herbs and spices. I'm gonna start buying all fresh ingredients.
To make the ragu sauce, what we did was we started with a nice warm pan. We put some olive oil in there. We took some coarsely chopped pancetta. We took the bacon out when it was done, left the oils of the bacon in the pan. We took some finely chopped shallots, cooked them down, made them nice and caramelized. And we added 3 types of mushrooms today. We did a shiitake mushroom, we did a cremini mushroom, and then we did an oyster mushroom. Then we added some fresh chopped thyme, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we took some Marsala wine to deglaze the pan. We put some heavy cream on the top. By that time, the meat was grilled, done to medium rare consistency. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. We're going to turn it the opposite way. Now you see how that opened up? Oh, yeah. Pulled it out, sliced it against the grain, top it with the wild mushroom ragu. It was absolutely fabulous.
What we're going to do today is a vasharan. I'm going to finish it off with a homemade raspberry sorbet.
Oh, fabulous.
The egg whites have to be separated perfectly. There can't be any yolks in there at all. Took the whites, I had a little bit of cream of tartar when they were frothy, and then I slowly incorporated sugar mixed with a bit of cornstarch and let that whip until it was fluffy. And Jen grabbed a hold of that pastry bag. We just made a little base, and then we went up all along the sides, so we built a little wall.
Krista was wonderful. She was very patient, so that when I didn't do something right, she was very encouraging.
The one thing I have to say about this recipe. It does take some organization. The meringues do take 3 hours in a 200-degree oven, and that's so they dry out.
We're gonna make the sauce now?
Yes, we're gonna make the sauce. I'm just gonna tell you what to do. The sauce, I started out with seedless raspberry preserves, added a bit of sugar and water, finished it with cardamom and some berries that you can use frozen for this if you want. Oh my God, this meringue is too much fun.
It was fantastic. It exceeded any expectations I had coming in.
Loved learning what it was to do these things in the kitchen.
The ginger and the coconut milk were awesome.
It was unbelievable. The flank steak with the ragu, it was delicious. I hope I can have it again soon.
It's so typically Buffalo that we have great people coming in and showing you recipes that you love to do and might not try on your own. And that's what makes us so strong, I think, in our city.
Come down with me, Western New York.